Adam Diegel. I'll be singing Ruggero in Puccini's La Rondine. The story is a little bit like Traviata in that Violetta is this courtesan. Magda is not a courtesan per se, but she is kind of a kept woman by Rambaldo. And she meets me, and we instantly fall in love, as they tend to do in opera. Magda has a huge sense of conscience, and she feels, I don't want to say unworthy, but a little guilty of her past. I write a letter to my mother, and I ask for her consent to marry Magda. And my mother asks, if this is the woman you love, then obviously she must be of incredibly high moral standards. I show Magda this letter, and then the guilt ensues, and she ultimately does not join me in our fantastic relationship. So the first time for me to sing Ruggero, I have sung Cavaradossi, Rodolfo, Pinkerton. I started singing in a church choir, and I caught the bug, and I was actually working at an investment company. I had some ambition, but nothing on a professional level. My coworker at this particular company was a singer, and I asked her for any recommendations for a voice teacher. She introduced me to this fabulous soprano, and it kind of just went from there. I went back to school to study voice and music. I did the Metropolitan Opera National Council auditions. The directors of Yale Opera heard me there. They invited me to come to do a master's program at Yale. I stayed for a year there and then moved to New York, found a teacher, found an agent, and my path has been a lot easier because I'm a tenor. Tenors always get there a little bit. Even bad tenors get a lot of work, so I might be a testament to that. Popular operas all involve tenors. Puccini's, most of his operas are included in the most performed works, and he loved the tenor voice. The saying goes, tenors, you can't kill them, you can't do a show without them. So I just finished my first Verdi Requiem, which was a joy. If there is a such thing as a perfect piece of music, that could qualify. I recently did my first Don Carlo in Lithuania. It's very cold. And I will be going back to the Met to do their Das Rheingold as Frau for the opening night of Rheingold, Das Rheingold at the Met, the first opera in the famous Ring cycle. There was a very polarizing machine that was the set. And in the rehearsal process, the machine, it moved. There's a series of fingers, and they rotate. And throughout the rehearsal process, we got to a specific point in the opera, and the machine would always break down. The crew assured us that it would work, so we said, okay. So, final dress, we get to the penultimate moment, and it breaks again. And Stephanie Blythe, kind of in a fit of rage, is this effing machine ever going to work? So we get to opening night, and they kind of prompt us, and they say, look, if the machine breaks, just go down to the apron and just stand there, and it'll be kind of a concert type thing. Right at the end of the opera, and Dwayne Croft is standing there with his hammer, and it stops. And there's this very audible safety mechanism. It's like an air brake system that locks in if the machine breaks. And you hear this, psh, and we all stiffen up. And Bryn Terfel is over there screaming his face off. And Dwayne Croft turns, he's facing upstage, and he turns and looks at me and says, it's not moving. I said, I know. And they told us that the prompter, there will be a red light and a green light. And if everything is okay, the green light will be showing. And if something happens, the red light will be blinking at us. So I kind of casually, as casual as I can, look down at the prompter, and she's saying, just walk off, just walk off. So the opening, one of the reviews was, after opening night, the gods never got home to Valhalla. I'm sure that the Rondine here will be much safer, much more planned out. I'm I'm sure nothing like that will happen here. Come see us at the Renata Theater, April 28th and April 30th.